Hey, Kerry again. I've done a video on the digital transformation of the real estate industry, and I did another one on the digital transformation of the brokerage industry, the real estate brokerage industry. And now I want to talk about the digital transformation of the real estate agent because I think that's most of my viewers. And I want to emphasize that this is going to happen. I was in the financial industry, I was in the stockbroker, and we saw the digital transformation of brokers into financial advisors. We've seen the digital transformation of taxi drivers into Uber and Lyft drivers. Hell, Sears Roebuck catalog went through a digital transformation, and it's now Amazon.com. Records to tapes to CDs to digital music on your phones, movies to Blockbuster to Netflix. It's happening in every industry, and what I want to do on this video is share with you exactly what I feel is going to happen to the real estate industry and how that's going to transform the agent as we know him today. So stay with me. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear path as to what you need to do to survive and thrive. The real estate agent will become a home advisor. In order for this to happen, certain things that I believe are obvious are going to happen. And the biggest part of that is either Amazon or Google is going to buy Zillow and or replace Zillow and Realtor.com. What that will do will put a brokerage, a real estate broker, into a position to offer both buyers and sellers and real estate agents a unique value proposition. You need to understand that digitization of industries are going to put those people who control the digital data into a position to offer unique value propositions. And I believe there is no current broker, real estate broker, who offers that unique value proposition. And that can be seen in the fact that buyers and sellers do not hire real estate brokers. They hire real estate agents. And the only reason that happens is no broker and no agent has a unique value proposition that dictates that if I want to achieve what I want to achieve, I will use XYZ. You can see this in Google. Google offers a unique value proposition. So 89% of all searches are done on Google. The Amazon isn't selling any different products than anybody in your shopping mall, but they offer a unique value proposition. The first part of it is you can do it from your desktop. You can do it from your mobile phone. That's a unique value proposition. Then they took it beyond that and said, you don't need a receipt to return the goods if you don't like them. Just come to the website, tell us you don't want it, and we'll tell you how to send it back to us. That's a unique value proposition. They basically guarantee you that you'll have overnight shipping. And again, a unique value proposition. There is no such unique value proposition in the real estate market. But I believe if Amazon or Google, and I believe it will be Amazon, buys Zillow, they will control all the buyer leads, and they will have a roster or a sales force of real estate agents that they will give those leads to. They will basically convert every home that they list into a smart home. Well, now, why would they do that? They would do that because that's where the payoff is. The payoff is not in the commission charged to sell a home. The payoff is in controlling that data that is coming out of the home. Again, I refer back to a video I did on the monetization of the data that's coming out of your car. It is estimated that for Amazon, who controls roughly 40% of the cloud and thus 40% of the data coming out of the cars, that's going to be a $450 to $750 billion business for them by 2030. Now, to put that into perspective, Amazon's current business level is 255 billion. So just the car business is going to more than double the size of Amazon. So, and that is substantially less data than they would get out of a smart home. So this unique value proposition is going to put this broker, who again I believe is Amazon, in a position to not be dependent upon the commission for the profit. And therefore, they will be able to do things that no other existing broker can do for a seller. So they will become the seller or the broker of choice. I believe, just like they guarantee that if I buy a pair of shoes from Zappos, who is owned by Amazon, that I can return it to them if I don't like it. I've told you before, I bought a new printer for $450, and when I got it, I realized I pressed the wrong button, and I got a black and white printer. Well, I stuffed that printer back into a box, taped it up, took it to UPS, and sent it back to them at no cost, and they sent me a new printer. That's a unique value proposition. No one else would have done that for me, so I don't buy anything from anybody else anymore. They're going to have a program that they will update your home when you list it. Again, I could go into detail after detail, but go to the video, and there'll be a link at the end of this video to the transformation, the digital transformation of a broker, where I go into great detail of that. But what I want to talk about today is you becoming a home advisor. Your job as a agent or a home advisor is going to be one of helping the buyers and sellers transition their life. Imagine that when assume I'm a home buyer and I go and I'm moving to Paducah, Kentucky, and I want a new home. And this broker has access to all the data from my existing home. So they know how much electricity I use, how much water I use, how much gas I use. They know how many rooms I have. They know the decoration and decor of my home because they have all the pictures that some agent has provided on my home. What if now they can match that data, all about me, including my financial data, my health data, everything, with a home in Paducah, Kentucky? They have the data from that home. So they can now take my electric bill from Birmingham and translate it into the homes that I'm looking at in Paducah, Kentucky. And they can not only tell me what the cost of the home is, but they can tell me what the cost of ownership is going to be. That is to say, what my monthly bills will be on that home, because they know what my monthly bills were on the home that I had in Birmingham. A very unique value proposition, but the broker, Amazon, is going to need someone, feet on the ground, boots on the ground, to help clients transition through that. Much as an Uber driver replaced a cab driver, you still need the Uber driver until we have autonomous automobiles. A lot of this is only becoming possible because of 5G. And 5G is the pin that brings smart homes, and the Internet of Things together, so that my water heater speaks to the water company, speaks to my house, and we gather that data and make it available in every aspect of my home. Um, so now all of this becomes possible. It also basically gives me, the new buyer, a cost of ownership because of all these appliances and mechanics speaking to each other through 5G and the Internet of Things. I can anticipate the maintenance on the house as well as the cost of the mortgage. So again, we come back to a cost of ownership. That's not so foreign to us because if you'll remember, the car industry did this. It used to be you bought a car and then you dealt with it. Today, you buy a car and you know what it's going to cost you to own it for the next 5 years, if that's what you choose to do, because it tells you the gas mileage. They give you a warranty for 5 years and 60,000 miles. So you not only know the cost of the home, you know the cost of ownership. That same thing is going to happen in the home industry. And the broker, Amazon, with the unique proposition, all the data, is going to need someone to help them, help buyers and sellers become available to it. You will actually have available to you as an agent an app on your phone so that you can walk into the home and you can check all this data. And that is to say that you would go into the home and you would take your phone and you would put it up against the water heater and it would tell you exactly what the life expectancy of that water heater, of that dishwasher, of that oven is, because of the data that is being transferred through 5G, through the Internet of Things, into the cloud, where cloud computing will then process the data and feed it back to you. This is all, again, going to be driven by cloud computing, big data, and big data will then take us to artificial intelligence and machine learning. Now, what machine learning is going to do is, as this process evolves, it will get better and better and better because it will analyze its own mistakes and its own wins and losses and help you, the home buyer, or you, the home seller, make better decisions. This is going to transform every industry in the world. And so then the question becomes, if this is coming, what can I do today to put myself into a position to survive and thrive? Again, I honestly believe the number of brokers, real estate brokers, is going to go from the thousands to the teens. There will be some brokers who will survive without this because they will be in a niche that the massive broker, Amazon, will not be able to service. There will be data gaps, okay? There will be niches, neighborhoods that will sell outside of the realm of this unique value proposition. So what do you need to do? I would say the first thing you need to do is read and study. Below in the description, you're going to see what I entitle my required reading list. You need to go to the links, go to Amazon.com and buy these books. And if you don't like to read, buy them on Audible and listen to them. because this is going to give you the framework to understand what's going to be happening in your world today. It's also going to give you the framework to understand how we got to where we are, and the demographics and the national political, social political situation, and what is going to happen in the future that is going to affect your lives. It's also then going to point you in the directions of some books. First of all, it will point you in the direction of my book, which you certainly should be reading because it is a good summary of this book, The Accidental Superpower, which tells you how to get there. It also goes into this book, The Big Nine, which goes into the companies which are going to basically control the world that we live in and the digital world that we live in. And then this is another one, The Generation of Sociopaths, which is basically talking about the baby boomer generation, which created this whole good and bad situation that we find ourselves in. Again, then you also need to get in video, because video is the vehicle by which you display your knowledge and pass on your knowledge to the community that you want to serve. You also need to be writing a blog, and that blog needs to be on your dedicated website. I use Real Geeks. Again, if you'll go to the description down below, you'll find a link to Real Geeks, and they'll know you're coming from Best of U.S. Agents, and you'll get a discount for using them. Data is going to be the driving force that helps people find their homes in the future. That data includes image recognition, so that those pictures that are on Zillow and Realtor.com, who I, as I professed, believe is going to be owned by Amazon, that will be part of the data that brings houses and people together. It will also then tie in personal data, which includes everything from your education, your work, your religion, your financial, your living lifestyle, your health, your culture, and that will all come from the data possessors of Facebook, Amazon, Google, and Apple. Those are the people who have the data that is going to make your job possible in the future. Data will predict the cost of ownership, the future stability of the neighborhood that you're living in. It will predict the maintenance and the lifestyle that your home will provide you. And it will all be driven by data, cloud computing, 5G, which takes us to the Internet of Things, and artificial intelligence and machine learning. The reality is this is coming. This is moving fast. It's within the next 3 to 5 years, and you need to learn and survive and thrive. There are currently about 2 million real estate agents in the United States. If we come down to one major broker, that number is going to shrink from 2 million to somewhere around 800,000. And you need to be recognized as the best in your field. And again, you need to do that by putting yourself in front of the people that you choose to serve in a blog, on a dedicated website, and in video. With that in mind, I'm going to do some videos in the future on how to get on video, how to build your YouTube channel, which is really nothing more than your own private TV station. And if you don't have one and it's available for free, you got to be crazy. This is your ticket to the future. So subscribe to my channel. I'll keep sharing my knowledge with you. Go to bestofusagents.com. That's where I will send you emails that include more in-depth information of how I communicate with my clients and how I am building my business and how you can build your YouTube channel. So let's keep meeting like this. Subscribe and ring the bell, And that way you'll be notified every time I make a video. Let's have fun. This is going to be quite a ride.